right here, upper part of the quad. And now the same side, so I just rolled out my hip, my left hip. I'm going to flip on over. I'm going to put the roller underneath my tailbone as gracefully as I can. Lean back. Now what's going to happen in this, I'm going to try to stretch out my left hip flexor. Since I just rolled it out, it's loosened up. Extend both legs out. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stretch out, pull my right knee into my chest. The reason why I'm pulling my right knee is that because the right side is connected to the left side. And your hip flexor is controlled from that right glute. So as I pull onto my right, pull the right knee into my chest, I can feel a tremendous stretch in my left hip flexor here. Now the reason why I have the roller underneath me is to elevate my hips, getting into that hyperextended position. Gradually pulling it into my chest, again 20 to 30 second hold, and then release. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, starting with the hip flexor roll. Again, get right into that hip crease, 20 to 30 seconds, flip on over again, right on the tailbone, extend the legs back out. So I just rolled out my right hip, I'm going to pull my left knee into the chest. Again, I'm feeling a deep stretch in my right hip flexor, also my left glute. Ease into the stretch, hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. Guys, that's just one hip flexor rolling technique you can use with the foam roller. This is, again, probably the most important thing you can use to stretch out your hip flexors. Also, just a lot of the stuff that we're going to cover here in the next few minutes is really going to help open up those hip flexors. So we just rolled out the hip flexors, stretched it out, also stretched a little bit of part of the groin and glute. Now this one is what I consider the most effective hip flexor stretch ever. It looks familiar to a lot of people. It's called the world's greatest stretch minus the twist. So what you're going to do in this position, get in a long lunge stride, keeping the back knee up off the floor. Now guys, there's a couple progressions to this. I'll start off with the easiest first. If you're not comfortable bringing the back knee up off the floor, you could put something like the foam roller under your knee to help support. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to try to drop my body down as low as I can to the floor and hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds again. So as you can see, my right hip is fully extended. I'm trying to relax in that hip. Now notice my left leg is pretty far forward. That's going to open up the glute, the opposite glute. Again, this is somewhat beginner. Eliminate the roller, keeping the back knee up off. Now I'm able to sink down deeper into that stretch. This will rely a little more on the upper body strength just to hold you up. I'll show you guys on the other side. So for the little more beginner, not as severe as of a stretch. Again, now my right leg is forward, pointing straight ahead. My left leg, my back leg, is facing the ground on the roller, trying to relax that hip, sinking down deep as you can go. So for a little more advanced, get rid of the roller, keep that back knee up, and then sink that hip into the floor.